As an executive, I don't want to damage my credibility. What should I avoid?
So maintaining our credibility as leaders, it is a challenge. It's a challenge today. And what I often see is there are three big subtle things that we as leaders do that cuts into our credibility. So the first one is because we're moving so fast, we think out loud. Ooh. So we're in meetings and we'll just start to say, well, maybe we such and such and such. And we got away with that as managers or directors, but if we're a more senior executive, when we say that, people are going to think we've made a decision. So I was on a fellow podcaster's podcast some years ago, and he was the owner of multiple businesses. And we talked about this. And he shared this one story with me. He said, yeah, we just finished our year. I owned a trucking business. We had vans and other fleets of vehicles. I was giving the town hall, and I said, hey, we had a great year, everybody. So it was such a great year. We should think about maybe even adding a few more vans to our fleet. Just something for us to think about. He said he patted himself on the back, went home, had a great night's sleep, thought that was a great town hall, came in the next day, and then lined up next to his parking space 6 brand new white vans with 6 purchase orders on his desk. So sometimes when we think out loud, it can damage our credibility because we can say something that we may just be thinking, but someone has made that in their mind a decision. The second way we damage our credibility is that sometimes we move too quickly. So we don't consider all the stakeholders that we need to bring into the loop, particularly as an executive. We need to make sure that we're thinking about our peers. And before we make a decision, we're contacting the folks to our left and to our right and say, hey, just so you know, we're going to do this. Is this going to affect you in any way? So speed can be a real danger for us. And we're in a time where speed is important, so we feel pressure to go fast. And the third one is probably the most subtle, and I see executives doing it all the time, and it is a big, big no-no. If you're on a senior meeting or a senior call with the rest of the senior executive team, or a really important call, do not take it in your car, on your phone, on Zoom or Teams. I've had this happen so often, and it immediately damages your credibility. Yeah. Because you don't look serious, you don't look like you're honoring the other person's time, or in many cases, the whole other senior executive team's time. It damages your credibility. It's like you're not taking your role and the conversation seriously. So if you can't make it into the office, don't take it in your car, find a quiet space you can do it. But if you can avoid those 3 things, we can avoid, talking, thinking out loud, avoid moving too quickly without aligning other people, and being really thoughtful about when and where we take video calls. It can help preserve our credibility.